developing now in Maplewood. The search of a missing St. Paul woman has come to a tragic end.
Well, Chris, for 2 months, family and friends have been searching frantically for Manny Starren. Today, they learned that her boyfriend, Joseph Jorgenson, has been charged for killing and dismembering her. According to a criminal complaint, Starren was last seen near her apartment on the east side of St. Paul.
But we also cannot fathom the pain that the family is feeling at this point. But we do hope that this investigation's result will bring them some level of solace.
Today we're going to go over the state of Minnesota versus Joseph Stephen Jorgenson. Let's see, the offense date on or about 4/21 of 2023 to May 16th, 2023. And this was filed, filed in the district court on June 30th of 2023. He is currently being charged with second-degree homicide with intent not premeditated. On or between April 21st of 2023 and May 16th, 2023, Joseph Stephen Jorgenson did cause the death of MNS with intent to effect the death of MNS. On May 1st of 2023, officers received a call regarding a missing person from an apartment in Ramsey County. The caller wanted to report her daughter was missing. The caller said that she struggles with drug addiction and mental health issues. She was supposed to go into a drug treatment center but never showed up. The caller last had contact with this missing person, on April the 18th at 2023 by phone. This person seemed paranoid and afraid, and the caller believed his daughter was afraid of a boyfriend. So they're only giving me initials here, so bear with me when I'm reading this. Officers spoke to SS, who has a child with MNS, the missing persons. SS had also not heard from her, which was out of the ordinary for her because she usually checks in with him because of their child. She usually doesn't go more than 8 hours without calling him to check on their son. He was very concerned for her safety, and she told him she had lost her wallet containing her credit cards and EBT card. She went online and saw her EBT card had been used, but she never reported it to police. She called SS from various phone numbers, but she last called him on April the 21st of 2023. She told him that Joe had once wrapped a rope around her neck and things got out of control, and she ran from the apartment. SS was under the impression that the incident she mentioned happened weeks before they spoke of it. Investigators spoke with a neighbor of the missing person, who reported that she previously saw her with a black eye and red marks on her face. She asked her if she had been assaulted, and the missing person said yes. The neighbor offered to call police, but the missing person asked her not to, stating it will just make things worse. Isn't that what they always say, guys? Investigators spoke with an apartment manager and learned that the missing person has a boyfriend named Joe who frequents the apartment but is not on the lease. The manager provided a phone number for him, and investigators were able to determine the phone number belonged to Joseph Stephen Jorgenson. The manager was shown Jorgenson's photo and confirmed he was the man she knew as his boyfriend. An apartment surveillance camera is located right by her apartment. And on May 24th of 2003, investigators learned that the apartment manager had located surveillance video of the missing person running from her apartment on April 21st. Jorgenson ran after her, grabbed her, turned her around, and pushed her back into the apartment. She was last seen entering the apartment on April 21st of 2023 at approximately 5:55 to 6 p.m., but there is no video showing her ever exiting the apartment again. Several videos showed Jorgenson coming and going from her apartment between April 21st and April 28th, 2023. Management determined Jorgenson accessed the apartment 28 times during this time frame. Management said that the missing person only had one set of keys to the apartment. Surveillance videos showed Jorgenson using a key to enter the apartment on each occasion he accessed the apartment. Surveillance video from 4:55 p.m. on April 28th of 2023 showed Jorgenson carrying 2 duffel bags and a suitcase from the apartment. Jorgenson loaded the baggage into a pickup truck. It says got into the passenger seat and drove off inside it. The pickup registers to a man named NH who lives at the apartment building. So apparently he was given a ride by somebody. He didn't have his own car. Investigators spoke with a family friend known as BL, who said even when the missing person was high on narcotics or in crisis, she would not go more than 24 hours without contacting her family or friends. BL said he once spoke to Jorgenson on the phone after she went missing. Jorgenson told BL that she left for the store but never returned. Jorgenson did not know where she was. BL said that Jorgenson claimed to be worried that a man called Cassell had hurt her. Jorgenson said Cassell was a creep and then blurted out, "That's why I was looking in the woods for her." BL has not talked to Jorgenson since that conversation. Jorgenson made no attempts to contact police to report her missing. Nobody besides Jorgenson entered her apartment after she disappeared. An officer made entry into her apartment with a property manager. A window screen to a bedroom window was on the floor. A TV in the living room had a cracked screen in several places. The manager said the screen had not previously been cracked. The glass to the microwave was broken and appeared to have been cleaned up. The bedsheet in her bedroom was partially removed, and a foam pad on top of the mattress had a large hole cut and removed from it. There were red stains at the foot of the bed. The manager said that there were items that had been removed from her closet. The manager seems to know a lot about what's going on, doesn't he? Officers obtained a warrant to search and process her apartment for forensic evidence. The warrant was executed on May 25th of 2023. Crime scene technicians located evidence of large amounts of blood in the apartment's living room, primarily on the couch, the floor of the living room, and the kitchen. It was apparent that someone had attempted to clean up the blood. It is believed that someone was seriously injured or unalived in the apartment. Primarily, analysis shows that it was her blood that was recovered from the scene. A warrant was obtained to track Jorgenson's cell phone. Another warrant was obtained for Jorgenson's Facebook account. Data from the Facebook return showed an apartment as being linked to his account. The vehicle that Jorgenson got into the front passenger seat of registered to that same address. In messages, Jorgenson told people that he has a roommate. On April 5th of 2023, Jorgenson sent the missing person a message that read, "In you owe me too because you called the cops on me 2 times. Very clear I was of that being punishable by hanging. I'm giving you this plea bargain opportunity, so YW." Jorgenson later said in another message reading, "Hope you die of a kidney infection, you bitch." And he used the C word, which I will not state. "Terrible effing mother." Further investigation shows that the missing person receives resources from the state of Minnesota, including an EBT card. A warrant was obtained to retrieve cards of the missing person's EBT account. Investigation showed that there were several transactions after the date she was last seen on April 21st. On May 9th of 2023, Jorgenson used the EBT card to make an ATM transaction. It occurred at a speedway in Maplewood. On May 11th, he used it again to make a transaction at Cubs Foods, located in Ramsey County. On May 9th, he used it again at the Dollar Tree in Woodbury. On May 11th, he used it again at the Dollar Tree in Oakdale. In some of the videos where he used her EBT card, Jorgenson wore the same Minnesota Twins baseball cap he wore when he left her apartment. On May 9th of 2023, Jorgenson bought a cleaning bucket, 2 boxes of saran wrap, paper towels, garbage bags, liquid cleaner, latex gloves, and disinfectant wipes from the Dollar Tree. On May 11th, he bought more paper towels, 4 boxes of saran wrap, cleaning products, and disinfectant wipes from the Dollar Tree. Another man identified as ZD also used her debit card. On June 8th of 2023, investigators reviewed additional messages found in his Facebook return and noticed a conversation with a female later identified as LEB. During the conversation, the two discussed LEB visiting Jorgenson's apartment. Jorgenson sent LEB a picture of the balcony of his apartment. In the photo was a bike, 2 lawn chairs, and an outdoor rug. A video posted on LEB's public Facebook page on June 7th showed her scanning the area. LEB focused on a pink blanket on a lower balcony and commented about the blanket, indicating that she thought there was a body under it. LEB then said, "It smells like death over here." As LEB scanned the area, the same bike, lawn chair, and outdoor rug appeared that were seen in Jorgenson's photo. Maplewood officers were sent to the area and located the same pink blanket, but there was nothing under it. Investigators also obtained a search warrant for information regarding Jorgenson's Gmail and Google account. Google data revealed that Jorgenson made the following Google searches. On April 21st, he Googled jugular. On May 1st, he Googled, "What do police do with a missing persons report?" On May 3rd, he Googled, "How to clear cookies from an Android phone." On May 27th, he Googled, "How to remove GPS lime scooter." And on June 4th, he Googled lime for soil. Lime can be used to speed up the decomposition process of a body and to reduce the smell of decomposition. Police obtained warrants for Jorgenson's apartment in Ramsey County. When officers executed the warrant at his apartment, Jorgenson barricaded himself in his bedroom and started a fire. Once SWAT made entry, Jorgenson fought with officers and attempted to disarm them. Jorgenson was eventually taken into custody and transported to Regions Hospital for evaluation. Jorgenson's roommate, N.W., was also home when the warrant was executed. N.W. had also locked himself in his bedroom. He was taken into custody without further incident. N.H. was transported to the St. Paul Police Department for an interview. N.H. told police that he has a traumatic brain injury. Did they mean N.W.? Okay, so this is the roommate. It says N.W. up there, but down below it says N.H. So I think they're referring to the same person when they say N.H. and N.W. N.H. told police that he has a traumatic brain injury that took away his sense of smell. He had known Jorgenson for 30 years. He works Monday through Friday and has had little interaction with Jorgenson or the woman Jorgenson brought to the apartment. LEB was also at the apartment when police executed the search warrant. LEB had multiple bruises, scratches, and her neck was red. LEB told investigators that Jorgenson had strangled and threatened to kill her. LEB said Jorgenson said something like, "The neighbors won't hear you scream." Officers spoke to ZD, who was friends with Jorgenson. He said he met the missing person once or twice, but he really didn't get to know her. When ZD asked Jorgenson about the missing person, Jorgenson told ZD she had been placed in a mental health facility. ZD told police Jorgenson had given him the missing person's EBT card and its PIN to use. ZD assumed Jorgenson had permission to use the card. The apartment manager told police officers they had received several complaints about a foul smell coming from Jorgenson and NH's apartment around May 15th or May 16th. The smell impacted the entire building, and the manager described the smell as like a dead animal or something that had died. On May 18th, the manager and maintenance employee gained entry to the apartment to inspect it. Jorgenson was verbally hostile, and he physically denied access to a bedroom where the smell seemed to be coming from. The manager told Jorgenson and NH they needed to clean the apartment within a week, and they complied. Shortly afterwards, the manager and maintenance employees saw Jorgenson carrying and dragging large black duffel bags out of the apartment. They commented to each other that it looked like Jorgenson was carrying a dead body. The St. Paul Police Department Forensic Services Unit processed Jorgenson's apartment and reported that there was a large pool of blood found in the front closet, the same closet where the reported foul odor emanated from. The blood soaked through the carpet and carpet pad, and it appeared that there was other biological matter on the carpet in addition to recent maggot activity. There was also blood located in the same closet where Jorgenson had attempted to start the fire. Officers also recovered 2 padlock keys in Jorgenson's apartment after his arrest. A review of Jorgenson's phone location revealed that his phone had pinged in the area of an storage unit located in Woodbury on May 18th. Someone using NH's name began renting a storage unit at this facility on May 5th. The code assigned to the unit was used to access the facility on May 18th at the same time Jorgenson's phone pinged in the area. investigators obtained a warrant to search the unit rented by NH. When investigators first arrived on scene, a strong odor consistent with decomposing flesh was noticed outside of the storage unit. The storage unit's 2 padlocks were cut by the investigators to gain access. Investigators later obtained the keys recovered by Jorgenson's apartment. The padlocks were damaged when gaining entry to the storage unit, but one key appeared to fit one of the padlocks. Inside the unit was a large cooler wrapped in plastic, a blue duffel bag, and a small carry-on size suitcase. One of the bags was identified as being one of the same bags Jorgenson was seen in video removing from the missing person's apartment. There was a green tote on top of the cooler containing cleaning supplies consisted of those earlier purchased by Jorgenson. The Forensic Services unit began removing 2 coolers and a duffel bag from the unit. The cooler and bag had a strong smell of decomposing flesh coming from them. The coolers and bag contained items wrapped in plastic that were placed inside additional bags. The contents could not be opened until they were brought to the medical examiner's office. The coolers and bags were examined with an X-ray machine. The coolers and bag did contain a human body. A torso appeared to be in the large cooler pulled from the unit. The arms appeared to be in the large bag, and the head was in the smaller cooler removed from the unit. Investigators reviewed video again from the missing person's apartment, focusing on the bags Jorgenson removed from the apartment. In further review, it is believed Jorgenson dismembered her at her apartment and carried out her remains in the various bags. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an autopsy on the recovered remains. Great care had been taken to wrap the remains. It took an extended amount of time for the medical examiner to just remove the remains from their wrappings. The medical examiner was able to identify the remains as the missing person through known tattoos and dental records. The cause of her death is pending further testing and evaluation, and the manner of her death is homicide. Jorgenson is currently in custody on other charges. So that's the police report that's been provided by, looks like, Fox News. Thank you, Fox News. Very nice of you. This is a horrible case because not only do we have this victim, but we have the other victim. We have another female victim as well. Very similar situations from what I understand. We'll get into that. He has not been charged technically. He's only been charged in one of the cases so far. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. And with the trial coming up on, well, he has a court appearance coming up on August the 21st. So we'll check in on that and see what's going on. That's next Monday. So I'd like to get you guys some information on that if we can. I want to thank you guys for checking in and watching this, and you all have a blessed evening. Stay safe.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Mike Ernster. That's spelled E-R-N-S-T-E-R. I'm the Public Information Officer for the St. Paul Police Department. Unfortunately, I'm here today to talk about the facts of a tragic ending to a missing persons case that recently ended. Our investigators worked hard to find her, but unfortunately the end was the worst possible outcome. This investigation began on May 1st when the family of Manijah Starren reported her missing. Manijah also is referred to as Manny by her friends and family. The family had last spoken to her in mid-April of this year, and they were concerned for her. They were concerned that she has not reached back out to them, and they were unable to contact her. Our investigators opened a case and began looking for her. That search began where she was last known to reside, which is her apartment on the 1400 block of East 7th Street in St. Paul. Investigators went there and spoke to management of the building and eventually executed a search warrant on her apartment. That search warrant located blood evidence and also any other evidence, video surveillance evidence in relation to activity around her apartment. At this point, investigators believed a crime had occurred and they had identified a person of interest. That person of interest Joseph Jorgenson, investigators started to look into his connection to Starren and possibly try to find him and try to learn what he knew about her. He was the last known person to be in her apartment on 7th Street after her disappearance. The one piece about Jorgenson is that he did not report her missing to police. Instead, he just went on with his life without saying anything to anyone. Our investigators focused on an apartment earlier this week, on Monday, in relation to a search warrant in Maplewood at an address on Century Avenue. Our SWAT team executed the search warrant on behalf of our investigators. They encountered Jorgenson in the apartment where he started a fire, fought with officers, and attempted to disarm them. 2 officers were injured in this incident. Jorgenson was arrested on unrelated charges and booked into the Ramsey County Jail. A search of the apartment did reveal additional blood evidence that we believe is related to this case. As the investigation went on, a connection was made to a storage unit in Woodbury, Minnesota. It was located on the 800 block of Weir Drive. On Wednesday, June 28th, investigators executed a warrant at this storage unit and did discover human remains inside the unit. Our forensic services unit, as well as the Ramsey County Medical Examiner, did respond to the storage unit, and they processed it as if it was a crime scene. The remains in question were brought to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for further examination. On Thursday, June 29th, yesterday, the Ramsey County Medical Examiner did identify those remains as Manny Starren of St. Paul. They also ruled that the cause of her death was homicide. Jorgenson still remains in the Ramsey County Jail, and the investigators forwarded their investigation to the Ramsey County Attorney's Office for review. This afternoon, the Ramsey County Attorney's Office have charged Joseph Jorgenson with the murder of Manny Starren. A charge of second-degree murder will be added to his charges in the jail. We cannot, I'll say that this is the 18th homicide in St. Paul this year, but we also cannot fathom the pain that the family is feeling at this point, but we do hope that this investigation's result will bring them some level of solace. Keeping in mind there's a lot of information out there. I'll take questions if you can. And
what are all the charges on Jorgenson?
Right now, today, second-degree murder. There are other related charges into disarming a police officer, arson. Some of these cases are being handled by Maplewood Police since it occurred in Maplewood, so I'm not at total liberty to discuss them, but they did occur during the execution of this warrant. So,
what else can you tell us about their relationship?
we believe there was a relationship between the two that could possibly be like boyfriend-girlfriend type relationship.
You mentioned that 2 officers were injured.
Yes.
What's the extent of those injuries?
Contusions, some cuts to their arms. It was basically arm injuries that were sustained during the struggle with Jorgenson while he was being taken into custody.
And then his injuries, is that from the result of that too?
I don't know, as far as I don't have the information as I stand here, whether they're a result of what he was doing in his unit or his interaction with the officers.
Mike, we talked about some video evidence. Is that inside the building, outside the building?
It is. So if the charging document issued by the Ramsey County Attorney's Office will document that better, but it does reveal evidence of Manny coming and going from her apartment, and then at a certain point, we do not see Manny again. So we see her go into her apartment. She does not come out. Jorgenson is the only one that comes out of the unit, and Manny is never seen again until we find her in Woodbury. The cameras are the responsibility, or the ownership is the apartment complex. All right.
Any prior records on Jorgenson you may have said, I don't know.
No, there's. I don't have much information on as far as his history, but I do not believe there is anything of substance that would lead us to believe he could be responsible for something this heinous.
One of those search warrants mentioned that there's another woman reported missing, possibly who interacted with Jorgenson. Has an investigation been opened on that case, or can you tell us details about that?
Yeah, that is correct. Investigators during this investigation did hear of a name of another female that is missing. I do have that name if you want it. We do not know if it is a St. Paul missing case, but I can tell you that we don't wait for somebody to tell us where it occurred or how it occurred. We did open our own missing person case in relation to her missing. She does have a connection with Jorgenson, and to put it bluntly, we're concerned for her safety also. And we would, our investigators will be looking to find her, and I hope we find her safe. But right now, we have reached out to her family already. They have not heard from her in approximately 2 years.
Are you putting that name out yet?
I can. I do have more also here, as far as.
But as of now, that's just a missing person case.
That is a missing person case. It's open and active, and our investigators will do everything they can to move forward on that.
But the concern is that she does have an association of some sort with Jorgenson.
Yes. Investigators have found a connection to Jorgenson and her. Sorry, guys. Still looking. Listen, do you have that? I do have it. I can share it with you after. Yeah, thank you.